So let us look into the new chapter today. New chapter, this is profit and loss. Again, here we get lot of applications from what we have learned so far. Maybe it is with respect to basic numeracy or ratio and proportion or average or percentage. We get a lot of applications here. Okay, especially percentage. Okay, so coming to the basics of profit and loss, again, as I used to tell, like most of the chapters what we are learning now, like they are one or the other way linked to our day-to-day life also. So similarly, profit and loss. Whenever we do something, whenever we go something, or whenever we attend something or execute something, like whatever the work that we do, always we try to get one sense, like what is the profit? What is the profit of being there? What is the profit of doing that? So what I am going to gain out of this one? So that is the calculation, right? So even people think of, like coming to class, what I'll gain there? What I'll gain there? Anyways, I have given fees. So what I'll gain there? So whatever that I have lost, whatever that I had to lose, I have lost. So what will I gain? Okay, that is the thing. So even, for example, if you want to visit somewhere, so we'll think how much time you put and what you are going to gain. So any value addition to your life or any kind of knowledge gain that you will do. So all these things are the part of thought process. So that is why we are more concerned about this profit and loss. Okay, what we are going to get and what we are going to lose there. But strictly speaking, we will be dealing only with the things which are associated with some monetary gain or monetary loss. That means we are either gaining some money or we are losing some money. So that is what is called as monetary gain or monetary loss. You might have studied monetary policy already. Okay, monetary, that is associated with money. So what is the monetary gain and what is the monetary loss? And one doesn't have to strictly learn mathematics for knowing profit and loss, because even the street vendors who are illiterate, they can also transact. They can also transact in the sense like they can make sense of profit and loss. So basically they will think upon how much they are investing and how much they are gaining at the end of the day and what is the profit margin that they are getting. If they try to maintain the same profit, will their business sustain? Will their livelihood options be met? So all these are the thinkings that the people do. So that is why it is not strictly, like associated with these mathematics calculations and all. Since it is part of life to understand what you have gained and what you have lost. So basically, one will be able to easily calculate these things, profit or loss, orally. Like they don't have to, struggle much, because it's our money. So when we think that it's our money, so whatever that happens with it, we are more concerned. So that is how even our calculation will be faster, because we will be betting our own money. Either to get something or to lose something, like we will be betting our money. That is why we will be able to calculate very quickly. Yes, but talking from the arithmetic point of view, we will take two particular prices for any transaction. Okay, for any kind of transaction, we take two different prices. Which all are those prices? You have studied this. So very basic for any transaction. For example, a person has purchased something and he is trying to sell that thing. So very basic price is our cost price. From now on, we'll be writing it as CP. So cost price, okay, that is CP. This is very important. Because this is the base for all our calculations. Whatever that we are going to calculate, that is mostly dependent upon this cost price. Okay, that means how much we are investing. So what amount I have spent to start that one? Okay, so that is cost price. Fine. Or this can be called as investment. This can be called as investment. How much we have what invested into that particular business or to purchase something. Or the overall expenditure to get some product or to sell some product, overall expenditure is how much. So these are the basic things: cost price, or the overall expenditure, or the investment. These are very important. Then the other thing is our selling price. Selling price, like the price at which we sell. Cost price is the price at which we have purchased it, and selling price is that price at what price we sell it. That is the selling price. Okay. Then depending upon these two, we are going to get the profit or loss. Okay. Now tell me, if my cost price is less and my selling price is more, what I'll get? Profit, sure. So how do you write that profit? Profit is equal to the difference between selling price and cost price. But if the selling price is more, then I'll get profit. Or in the condition where selling price is more than the cost price, we are going to get the profit. Coming to loss, reverse of this. When my cost price is more than the selling price, so usually during some like clearance sale or year-end sale, or if somebody wants to vacate the shop, then they don't have any godown to store these things. So that time, like some distress selling will happen. So in that case, the shopkeeper will just think to clear this thing, and whatever the amount that he gets, so it is very important for that person. So that is why he doesn't mind incurring some loss. Okay. So in that case, his selling price would be lesser than cost price, or his cost price will be more than the selling price. So the loss would be how much? Because cost price is more. So that is why the loss would be calculated with the formula cost price minus selling price. But I don't want you to, like mug up this formula. This is such a formula which has to be internalized. You don't have to remember what is SP, what is CP, what is L, what is P. Don't try to mug this up. It has to be internalized. Okay. Cost price, if it is more, and the selling price, if it is less, then definitely we are going to get loss. Otherwise, we are going to get profit. And whatever that we get here, this is the monetary gain or monetary loss. So these both are the monetary. That means when we write this profit or loss, we write in terms of amount. We write in terms of rupees, or with respect to whatever the currency that we use, we write in terms of rupees. Okay, fine. So profit in rupees can be calculated by taking the difference between selling price and cost price. Similarly for loss also. But here our problem doesn't end. In examination, most of the questions, more than 70% of the questions, will be asking you the percentage of profit or the percentage of loss. So here, what we are trying to do? Anyways, we are getting the monetary profit or monetary loss. But while we are calculating the percentage profit or percentage loss, then what exactly we are doing? This is monetary profit and monetary loss. To get the percentage, what do we do? Multiply by to what? To cost price. See, don't tell me in terms of some division, multiplication, or like ratio, all that thing. Tell me the practical thing. While we are calculating the profit percentage or loss percentage, what do we do? Let's say you have started a business with 1,000 rupees and you get 500 rupees profit. Okay, monetary gain is 500 rupees. But what is the percentage of profit? So what exactly you are doing there? What exactly you are doing there while calculating profit percentage or loss percentage? What exactly you are trying to do? When you have invested 1,000 rupees, you got 500 rupees as the profit. What is the profit margin? You are getting right. You are telling me 50%. Profit margin is 50%. What does that mean? This 50 is what? This 50 is what? Percentage. Percent means what? Percent. So 50 rupees is the profit per 100 rupees. That means what? If your investment or if your cost price was 100 rupees, then your profit would have been. So basically you are comparing your profit or loss to the investment of 100. If your investment is 100, what would you have got? So in that case, what do? We get a fraction. That fraction we multiply by 100. Or assume that your investment or the cost price is 100, then see how much profit or loss you are getting. So basically, when we are finding this profit percentage or loss percentage, indirectly we are finding the gain or loss if our investment is 100 rupees. If our investment is 100 rupees. So always this cost price has to be compared to 100. If our cost price was 100, then what is our profit or what is our loss? That is why while we are finding the profit percentage or the loss percentage, we make a habit after we get this P or L, we write that P or L in the numerator. This we are comparing to what? And always your profit or loss has to be calculated on cost price only. You have to calculate your profit or loss only on the cost price. Selling price will not come into the picture while you are calculating the percentage. While you are calculating the monetary loss or monetary profit, the selling price will come into picture. But while you are finding the percentage of profit and percentage of loss, the selling price will not come into the picture. It is purely what? It is cost price. It is purely cost price. Okay, fine. So always we take a fraction of this profit comparing to cost price. And if you learn to write the denominator, and I had told you during the percentage problems also, if you understand how to write the denominator, your problem is done. Once you write the denominator, automatically you will get to know what has to be written in the numerator. And simply you have to multiply by 100. You have to multiply by 100. See, here don't try to mug up all these things. First, get to know the profit or loss. How do you get? By taking the difference between cost price and selling price. And you'll make a sense whether it is a profit or loss. Write that number. And below that number in the denominator, write the cost price. You get that fraction, multiply by 100. So that itself is the percentage. This is the base for all the problems. Whatever the problems that we are going to see now, so basically it is all about this one. Maybe they will give you the cost price and selling price, and you will find out either the profit or loss. Then you will go on to find the profit percentage or loss percentage. Okay, you will go on finding this one, and finally whatever that they get, or sometime they give this profit percentage only. They'll give the profit percentage and they will give you the cost price. They'll give profit percentage and cost price. So when you multiply this profit percentage to the cost price, you will get the real profit. Real profit. Real profit. Similarly, like when you multiply the loss percentage to the cost price, you will get the real loss or like monetary loss. Okay. So either they can give you simple this selling price and cost price. You have to find out profit or loss. Then you have to find out profit percentage or loss percentage. Or they will give you profit percentage or loss percentage, and they will give you the cost price. Then you have to find out the monetary profit or monetary loss. Then whatever that is required, you can find out. These are like very basic of this profit and loss. But when we go on solving the problems, we will get many types of problems in this one. But let us look into few easier questions. Then whenever the need arises, I will teach you the extra concept then and there only, or if any trick is there, or if any particular shortcut is there, so I'll try to teach you. Okay. First question. A shopkeeper bought an article. Bought means purchased. Bought an article for rupees 2090. For rupees 2090. Approximately, what will be the percentage profit if he sold that article for 2608? So what is this 2608? Selling price. Cost price is what? 2090. So what we are making here? Profit. How much is the profit? Subtract 2090 from 2608. What you will get? 518. This is the monetary profit, or you can write this as 518 rupees. Okay. Now, profit percentage. How do you calculate? Profit is how much? 518. And how much is the investment or cost price? Never write the selling price in the denominator. Always it is the cost price. So how much it is? 2090. Correct? 2090. Now we have to multiply by 100. Otherwise, every time you don't have to multiply by 100. Why I am telling? Because when we get the fraction, already we have remembered few fractions. So try to directly write the percentage of it rather than working out by multiplying by 100. But these are odd numbers, like we don't know them. They are not so familiar with us. That is why we are multiplying with 100. Now 1010 cancel. So this becomes 5180 divided by 209. 209, it's an odd number. We don't know whether it is divisible by something or not. Can we divide? 2090. Can we divide? We can. Check by 11. How do we check the divisibility by 11? Alternate numbers add 0, 0. So here there is no 0. Alternate number what? 2 and 9. How much it is? 11 minus 0. So it is divisible 11. But meanwhile, the numerator also should be divisible by 11. See whether it is divisible by 11. Apply the same thing, no? 5 plus 8, 13. 1 plus 0, 1. 13 minus 1, 12. So it is not possible. So better divide by 209. Now, again, this number is like pretty odd, but make the sense. This is closer to 200. If you want to divide first three numbers, 518. So 209 twos are 418. So the remainder is 100. And this is 0. Remainder is 100 and this is 0. Yes? Now, we have to divide this by 209. If we had 200 in the divisor, then we would have multiplied by 5. So we cannot divide, multiply by 5. So we can multiply by 4. You should not calculate the further things. Your job is done here. You don't have to calculate up to here. Look at the answer. So our ambiguity was between 20 and 25. When we got the first two, our ambiguity was between 20 and 25. Now we got 4, so it is closer to, and they only have told approximately. They only have told approximately. When they have told approximately, we don't have to calculate the decimal points here. Okay, done. So the profit is around 25%. We have the habit of finishing, like finishing, but here it is not required. Okay, if the steps had marks, then I would have recommended to, like solve until, or at least for 2 places after the decimal point. Yeah. Next. The cost price of an article is rupees 78,400. What is this? 78,400 cost price. Yeah. What should be the selling price of the article so that there is profit of 7%? You are a shopkeeper, okay? You have purchased some goods at 78,400. You want to make the profit margin of 7%. Okay. You should sell that article at what price? Calculate. It is your problem, okay? Now, UPSC has rejected you. You have to open one shop. You want to do business. You have taken one article at this one, 78,400. You want to make the profit margin of 7%. And there is no one to help you. And you don't have to appoint one CA for this one, for even calculating the selling price of your article. So how do you calculate? 7% of 78,400. 0000 get cancelled. 7 4s are 28. 7 8s are 56 plus 2, 58. Then 7 7s are 49 plus 5. Correct? So add this one to 78,400. But you know the trick here. And at the end, there is no round figure. So it is 88. Yeah. So 78,400 plus 5,488. It is 83,888. Done? No issues. These are the simplest problems, okay? Because they have given either the profit margin or they have given selling price or cost price. These are the simplest problems. Such problems usually you don't get. If you get, that is your luck. Okay? The owner of the furniture shop charges his customers 28% more than the cost price. Okay? So what is the profit margin here? 28%. If a customer pays, who is paying? Customer. To whom? Shopkeeper or owner of the shop. Yeah. Pays 23,680 for a dining set. So now tell me, what is this price? 23,680. Sure. Selling price? Yes. And profit margin is how much? 28%. Now what they are asking? Find out the original price. That means cost price. Original price of the set. How do we proceed? So first of all, tell me, our cost price will be lesser than this 23,680 or more than this? How much? Lesser, sure, because we are making profit after selling it. So if you have that sense, then at least half of the problem is done. Okay? Okay, now how to proceed? You take 1 or 2 minutes. You try something. Anyways, I have to solve this because this is the third problem. This is not similar to the first two. We have to solve. You try something, then I'll help you. Bharat? Punit? Got something? See, now tell me, this price, this selling price will come after what? This selling price is decided by whom? Owner, no? He will fix something. He will write the MRP or like the selling price is 23. How does he get this one? By adding 28% to, then all of you are finding what?
Minus the.
See, first tell me, selling price comes first or cost price comes first? You are a shopkeeper, okay? Cost price comes first or selling price comes first? Cost price. What you are doing to get the cost price, you are taking the selling price and calculating it. You are doing what? 28% of the selling price you are doing. How did you get the selling price first of all? Think from the shopkeeper's angle. Who decided the selling price? Shopkeeper. On what base? Will Akashvani will come like, okay, you put this price, you will get this much profit? He only calculates, right? On what does he calculate? Always I have told cost price is the basic. You cannot do this calculation. Like percentage of profit multiply the selling price. That is wrong. You can't do that. Always this multiplication or division, whatever that we are doing, this has to be done to the cost price. When you don't know the cost price, what you will do? When you don't know the cost price, what you will do? This X, Y, A, B, C, D, why they are there? To assume, right? Anyways, we have to get the answer. So why these things are there? A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z, why they are there? To assume, right? So assume something. So instead of assuming A, B, C, D, X, Y and complicate your life, better you assume the 100 rupees. 100 rupees as the cost price. Okay, you are a shopkeeper. You have purchased this, what? Dining set at the cost price of 100. This is not the real one. This is the assumed price. This is the assumed cost price. Getting my point? This is assumed cost price. Getting my point? See, I'm telling India is in a big difficulty. Not due to Ukraine and all. Not due to Russia and all. Because of its own population. See, I'm not discouraging you people or I'm not demeaning your ability or something. See, first of all, we want to, try for the highest possible entry into the Indian administration. Okay. Then we get settled with something. Then if nothing has happened, then we'll try on our own. when we are trying something on our own, we should know how to calculate the profit or how to run the business at least. Definitely at this point of time, if you start something of your own, within 1 year, you will become bankrupt. If you have taken the loan from the bank will chase you. Then you will have to go to Nityanand's Kailasa. Only that can, secure you. See, all these are, don't treat them like mathematics. Treat them as, as if the life problem. You have to do this. Definitely what you are doing, that 28% on this 23,680, that is wrong. I'll show you what is the real cost price. Then we'll cross verify it. Okay. Now assume the cost price as 100. Then what would be the selling price of him? If he had purchased that dining set at 100 rupees, then he would have sold it at, it is very clear, because he wants to make the profit of 28%. That is very clear. Then only he'll be able to run his shop or meet his livelihood options. Yes? Yeah? Now, so what will be the selling price? 128. Now, do we have the real selling price? Where? So, coming to the real selling price, what is it? Now we know 3 items out of 4 items. Can we find out the real cost price? Can we? Yes or no? So calculate. Real cost price is equal to, how do we do? 100 into 23,680 divided by 128. Now 128 we know, this is divisible by 4, 16, everything. So let us try with 8. 8 1s are 8, 8 6s are. Then 8 2s are 16, 8 9s are, then 8 6s are, then 0. Again, try to divide this by 16. 16, 1s are 16, then 136. 16. Somebody help me. 8s are 128. 8 will be left. 185. 100 into 185. 18,500. So that is the cost price. See, in your calculation, 28% of 23,680. What you had got, Vinith? 5,000? 19,050. But look at this. 18,500. Actually, you have invested 18,500. But you have calculated that you have invested 19,050. That means 550 rupees, you are leaving it to God. You are leaving it to God. But for us, it appears more logical. It is not. Okay. In India, actually, the skill of maths is very common. Very common in the sense, everybody has that little skill of calculation compared to all other countries. Our mathematical skills are correct. But meanwhile, there is a lot of nonsense while we are calculating also. Okay, for example, you might have heard of that classical problem. Classical problem, you have 50 rupees. You have 50 rupees. You give 2 rupees to someone. You give 10 rupees to someone. And finally, something will be remaining with you. And they will add, whatever the balance you had got every time. Add, and it will be mismatching with this one. You might have heard that puzzle. When I get that puzzle, I'll forward it to you people. I must be, having that one. Somewhere I have stored that illogical, this thing. The problem. Okay. How the puzzles, how the nonsense things are created in the name of puzzle in India. And in below, they will give that it had been asked in UPSC exam, okay, mains exam, only the first ranker, and they will put their name also. Okay, recent. Okay, only this person has solved this one. Okay, and he has cleared. So that is what the nonsense this what the factory of WhatsApp, factory of all such stuff will give. Why I am telling this? Because we have a lot of wrong notions of calculations in our mind. Wrong notions. We never calculate the profit or loss on the base of selling price. Whenever you are trying to calculate by multiplying or dividing something, it is always the cost price. It is always the cost price. In your calculation, the cost price should come. Understood? And if the selling price is given, you are going to use that selling price indirectly. You are going to use that selling price indirectly. For that, we have to assume the cost price. Either X or A or some variable, or it is better to take 100. Take 100 as the cost price. You understood here? Yeah. So that is how the small businesses close their shutters, because they don't know, like, whether they are making profit or loss. They don't know. When bank sends the notice, then they will understand actually they are making loss. Otherwise they will feel like, anyways, money is there in hand, we are making profit. It is not so. So all these small calculations. See, this is in thousands, that's okay. If it was in lakhs or crores, or let's say you become bank manager only, or tomorrow let's say you will become some, like inspector of GST. You should know how to calculate GST, right? For example, 100 rupees is the worth of the goods, and 18% is this one. 18% is the GST. How much you would pay to the shopkeeper? 180. But if the shopkeeper says that I will include even the GST in this 100 rupees only, he will tell you that you don't have to pay extra GST to me. In this 100 rupees only, I am including the GST also. So 100 is what finally? What you are paying to the shopkeeper. Yes, but how much GST he has to pay on that item? Do you know? Any idea? You will tell me. Anyways, he has like included that GST in the bill only, in 100 rupees only. So you will understand that you pay him 100 rupees. So he will pay 18 rupees out of that to the government as GST, and 82 will be remaining with him. According to you, 82 is the cost price for him. But on 82, if you calculate 18%, it is not 18 rupees. It is around 15 rupees. So for him, the cost would be around 85 or 86. Cost would be around 86 for him. Getting my point? So these are the small things. Even in some shops I have seen, like when they include GST, for example, they are selling you an article at 100 rupees. They will write 82 as the cost and 18 as the GST. Finally, they will make the sum as 100. This is wrong actually. On the cost of 82 rupees, if somebody is paying you 18% GST, then it is more than 20%. 18 is more than 20% of 82. See, all these are smaller calculations. Getting my point? Tomorrow, when you start, filling your ITRs, that is income tax returns, then you will, face the music, what to fill where, how to calculate, all that thing. It is a simple 5 minutes job. 5 minutes job. Your ITR filling is 5 minutes job. Yeah, but you will take it on your head and start dancing because you don't know the calculation. That is the thing. That is why CS are making money. CS, they have everything set up. They know where to put what formula they have to put, and finally get what. That is why CA is most aspired job in India. CA, because people don't know calculation. That is the thing. We say we have produced Aryabhatta, We have produced Bhaskara. We have produced whatnot, Srinivas Ramanujan, everyone. But what are we? We are big zero. We are Aryabhata's big zero. We are very fond of Aryabhata. Hey, Aryabhata, Indian man, Indian. You America, you US, like you, EU, all that thing you have came after us. But what today? What about today? So basically, this smaller sense of calculations, all that thing, it is more of common sense. It is not arithmetic. It is not mathematics purely. It is more common sense. If you want to lead, like a life where you don't want to cheat others or you don't want to get cheated, you should know the calculations. And to cheat others also, you should know calculations. Otherwise, you want to give them surprise, you will get surprised. Okay, next. So here, moral of the story is what? 18,500. Yeah. 100 oranges are bought at rupees 320 and sold at the rate of 48 per dozen. 100 oranges are bought at rupees 320. What does that mean? What does that mean? Cost price is, you think like, you are a shopkeeper, you sell oranges. You are purchasing from the wholesaler. How much? How much is the wholesaler charging you? 320 rupees for 100 oranges. So each orange will cost you how much? Each orange will cost you how much? Cost price? 3.2, right? Yes. So cost price of an orange is 3.2. Why I am calculating per orange here? Why I am not calculating for 100 pieces only? Because the other thing what they have given, the selling price, it is in dozen. It is in dozen. Dozen means 12. Sure? Everybody knows this, right? A dozen means 12. Yeah, I thought this is obsolete knowledge. Because now you don't get anything in dozen. Everything in kg only. But during our childhood, we have seen, especially the fruits are sold only in dozen, by number. But now, everything in, we never purchased the bananas especially in kgs at all, only on the number of pieces. But now, because that wastage, all that thing, see, if you are purchasing banana, the bananas upper, this thing, everything is, that only weighs more than 250 grams. Understand? So that is the modern way of selling it, marketing, all that thing. So dozen is 12. So if he is selling 48 rupees per dozen, means per orange, how much is the selling price? How much is the selling price for every orange? How much? First of all, right, the cost price of each orange is equal to 3.2 rupees, correct? Then selling price of each orange. Selling price of each orange is 48 divided by 12, 4 rupees. Then on each orange, what is the profit? .8 is the profit. Basically, monetary profit is how much? 0.8. For every orange, he is getting 0.8 rupees. Yes? For every orange, he is getting 0.8 rupees or 80 paise profit. Now, how do you get the profit percentage? I have told you to write this in the numerator on the investment of how much? What is the investment here for each orange? This is the profit per orange. So, investment per orange, 3 point. So, when you solve this, what is the fraction of this? 8 by 32, right? So 1 by 4, 8 by 32 is 1 by 4, right? So 1 by 4 is how much? In percentage terms. Yes, profit percentage is 25%. So on the same oranges, if you increase your scale, let's say you purchased 1,000 oranges, your profit percentage is 25%. Getting my point? So it is very profitable business. So that is why people will calculate on each unit of their selling. So how much I am getting, and how much is my capacity? Up to what capacity I can scale up? Then even the storage capacity, selling capacity, then even the marketing, all that thing, then they calculate. Then they'll make the entire calculation of the profit, maybe monthly, yearly, all that thing. But basically they will understand this business. For example, this orange, okay, 25% is the margin in this case. Like that, for every business we have margins, especially for the hotel business, like the profit margin, for example, if they purchased 1,000 rupees worth goods, raw material, including gas, everything, and if they sell the cooked item out of all these things, so they can sell it to 2,000 rupees. So basically here, like whatever the collection they get, in that 50% is the margin. Or if you look at the cost price, it is 100% margin. So if they purchase, let's say 1,000 rupees goods, they can sell it for 2,000 rupees. So that is the hotel business. But in this 1,000 rupees, again they have to deduct rent, employees, this thing, current bill, all that thing. Then they will get something. Understand? So that is how it is. For every business, there is such a calculation. Then for groceries or this normal shops, what we have in around, like these grocery shops, provisional stores and all, usually the profit margin is 8% to 12%. 8% to 12%. So if they purchase the goods of, let's say 1 lakh, or if they sell around that much, like 1 lakh, at the end of the day, they will save around 8,000 to 12,000 rupees. That is the calculation generally. Then they'll have to deduct their the cost like rent, then the employee salary, then the godown charges, or even the coolie charges, all that thing. Then they will get something out of it. So every business is based upon certain profit margin. If you want to open petrol bunk, for that also there is a particular margin that is given by the oil marketing companies. Somewhere 1 to 1.2% on your sale that they give. So that is how the businesses are established. You have to understand that one. Suddenly, if you want to become a businessman or something, that is not just a overnight job. You have to understand all these basics. Next, Rakesh purchased a mobile phone for rupees 9,600 and a refrigerator for 5,400. Here two items are there. He sold the mobile phone at 3/4 of its cost price. He is selling at 3/4 of its cost price. So what is it? 3/4. So he is making profit or loss? He is making loss. He is making loss or profit? ಏನಾಯ್ತು? Fine. So 3/4 of the mobile phone. Is he making loss or profit on mobile phone only? I'm not going to refrigerator. Loss, because he's selling it at 3/4. In terms of percentage, 75%. If he is selling it at 75%, how much loss he is making? 25% loss he is making. So straight away 25%. Yes. Then coming to the refrigerator. The refrigerator is sold at 1 integer 1/3 of the cost price. Is he making profit or loss? If he had sold at the same cost price, then no profit, no gain, right? But he is doing what? He is selling it at 1 integer 1/3. That means more than 1 times. 1 integer 1/3 means what? More than 1 times, right? So he is making profit. So let us calculate first the loss on mobile. Loss on mobile. Yeah. Loss on mobile is how much? That you have to calculate. He is losing 1/4, right? 25%. So loss on mobile is 1/4 of the cost price of mobile. That is equal to 2,400. That is equal to 2,400. Yes. Then similarly, profit on refrigerator. How much is the profit margin actually here? How much? 1/3? While you are taking for calculation, always take the fraction, not decimal. If you write 33.33, it will simply complicate your calculation. So always try to take the fraction for calculation. In the end, if you want to keep the answer in decimals, that's okay. So 1/3 of how much? 5,400. So that is 1,800. So he is making profit of 1,800 and making loss of 2,400. Overall, what is happening? Overall loss. Overall loss is 600. See, when people build their houses or purchase their house, they also purchase the road also. Tomorrow they will object why you are running, like the vehicle in front of our house. That is how it is. It has been 4th year for us. We have had enough and we have reached to a position that let us not quarrel. Forgive. That is the thing, like every day, like, see, this is a common road and there is a parking, like restrictions. Odd day that side, even day this side, that we have to make. People have to understand. On the odd days, like we don't park in front of their house, right? But when they start speaking, it boils your blood. It is better not to get your blood boiled because your mood, your focus has to be on something. Ignore. That is how it is. We can fight legally. That is not an issue. But who will put that much energy and all? So ignore. Okay. So next time you park, even those fellows are like that only. Okay? They are not different from this. Better. But park has to be open. Anyways, this is like for us also, like they do the same thing. Let us not, because our focus is different. Okay, let us not indulge into that thing because so many times our students only have quarreled with them. In the starting, we quarreled, then we became silent. Then we have left it to the students and them. Because every time we get into, simply our, like the peace of mind is lost. Yeah. Harshad bought 15 pen drives at rupees 4,500 each. 4,500 each. 15 pen drives. 4,500 each. And sold all of them at the total price of 78,300. Here, just like orange problem, they had given the cost price in terms of 100 pieces and their selling price in dozen. But here they have given the cost price of each pen drive and selling price in lot. So we have to decide, either we have to get the selling price for each pen drive or we have to get the cost price of those many pen drives. It is better to go for the smaller number. It is better to go for the division rather than multiplying, because multiplying will get us a bigger number. So better we go for division because it will simplify our efforts. Okay. So here, first of all, the cost price of each pen drive. Cost price of each pen drive is rupees 4,500. Then people take it wrongly, okay? They don't read this each. Sometimes they will take 15 pen drives are bought at the rate of 4,500. They will take the cost price as 300 rupees. That is wrong. You have to read this each. And sold all of them at the total price of 78,300. So can we get the selling price of each pen drive? Selling price of each pen drive? How do we get? How do we get? 78,300 divided by how many pen drives? 15 fives are, 15 twos are, and 15 twos are. 5,220. 5,220. Now, what is the profit? Monetary profit. Monetary profit is how much? 5,220 minus 4,500. That is 720. 720. So profit percentage. Profit percentage. This 720 is the profit on the investment of how much? This is the profit of what? Per pen drive, right? Yeah. So this profit we have got on the investment of what? That investment should always come in the denominator. How much is that? 4,000. So try to get the solution of this one or multiply by 100. 0000 get cancelled. Then 9 fives are 9 80s are 5 ones are 5 16s are. So this is 16%. Yes. Yeah, that is, but when you multiply 4,500 by 15, you will get a bigger number, no? Why you are complicating this thing? So always come down to a smaller number. Then what you will do, 4,500 into 15. So it will be 67,500. So 78,300 minus 67,500. It is 10,800. Yes. Simply why you are dealing with bigger number? Go for smaller number. So wherever division is possible, go for. So that is why always try to calculate the cost price or the selling price of each item. Rather than finding in lot, cost price or selling price of an each item. It will simplify your calculations. Okay, done. So here 16% is the profit margin. Next, a shopkeeper buys 144 eggs at 90 paise each. 144 eggs were 90 paise each. On the way, 24 eggs were broken. 24 eggs were broken. How many will be remaining? 120. He sold the remaining eggs at rupees 1.2 each. 1.2 each. Yeah. Then the percentage gain or loss. In the previous problem, I told you better you calculate for each item. Each item. But here, if you calculate for each item, cost price will come for 144x, 90 paise each. And anyways, they have given what? The selling price, 1.2 each. This whole process of carrying 144, losing 24 and selling 120, this wouldn't have mattered at all when they had given 90 paisa and 1 rupees 20 paisa. But they are asking on the entire lot. They are asking the profit or the loss on the entire lot. So here we have to calculate the cost price for the entire lot or simple cost price. Cost price is how much? 144x into 90 paisa. Keep it like that only. Okay? Keep it like that only because anyways we are going to divide it later. Let us keep it like that. 144 into 90. Then the selling price? 120 into 1.2. But here we have taken 90 paisa. So here also we have to take in terms of paisa only. 120 paisa. Yes? Now, out of this, can we get the profit or loss? For that, we have to find out the total, this thing. 0 here. Then, if you calculate, this will be 12960. 12960. 144 into 9. 12960. Here 120 into 120. This is 14,400. 14,400. Now, we are making profit or loss. Though we have lost few eggs, on the entire lot we are making profit. So how much is that profit? 14,400 minus 12,960. So that is 1440. Now, profit percentage. 1440 is the profit on the investment of? On the investment of? This is the investment, okay? Yeah. Then try to cancel. 12 12s are 12 1s are, then 0, then 8. 12 108s are. Then 12 1s are 12 9s are. So profit percentage is 1 by 9 or this is 11 point. So how do we get 11.11? How do we get 11.11? 1 by 9. That we have worked out in percentages. 1 by 9 is 11.11. Next, by selling an article for rupees 100, a man gains 15 rupees. By selling an article for rupees 100, man gains 15 rupees. Then his gain percentage is how much? Hundred is what? 15 is what? Profit. Do you know cost price? Unless you know the cost price, you don't have the right to tell the profit percentage. You can tell the monetary profit. Unless you know the cost price, you don't have the right to tell the profit percentage at all. So here selling price is what? Selling price is 100. Then profit is 15. Then cost price. Cost price is how much? Now you can calculate the profit percentage. So how do you calculate the profit percentage? This profit of 15 is calculated on what cost price? Then multiply by 100. Yes? Now 5 17s are 5 3s are. So this is 300 by 17. So if you calculate 17 ones are 17, 13 is left, 130, 17, 7s are 119, 11 is left. Yes? This is the simplest problem. Only you can complicate the business by writing 15%. You don't have the right to tell the profit percentage unless you calculate cost price. Without knowing cost price, you cannot tell profit percentage at all. Yes? Please make sure whenever selling price is given, that means you are being trapped. Whenever they have given the selling price, you have been trapped. You have to calculate the cost price, then only you have to proceed. Yes? And the profit or loss is never calculated on selling price. That is illogical. That is illogical. Okay. Profit or loss is never calculated on selling price. It is always on the cost price. Okay. A man buys 10 articles for rupees 8 and sells them at the rate of 8 articles for rupees 10. Now you tell me the cost price and the selling price of each item. Cost price and selling price of each item. CP is 8 for what? How many articles you are getting? For rupees 8. So cost price of each article. Then selling price of each article. This is what? 0.8 means what? 8 by 10, right? Then selling price. This is. Then profit is how much? 1.25 minus 0.8. 1.25 minus 0.8. How much it is? 0.45. Now we have to calculate the profit percentage. 0.45 is the profit on the investment of point. Yes. Now get rid of this point. It will become or multiply by 100. So this becomes 45 divided by 0.8, or this is 45 or 450 divided by 8. So 8 5s are 40, 8 6 are 48, then 0.25. 56.25 or 56 integer 1 by 4. This looks very, like small profit. 8 rupees, 10 articles, but reverse you are doing while selling. 10 rupees, 8 articles. Look at the profit margin. It looks very small profit. Very small profit. But 56.25, which business will give you 56.25%? So only now the job is to scale up the business. Yes or no? See, especially when you are at the signal or the bus stop or something, or in fair or something, the people will come with this thing, no? I mean, small items, 10 rupees, 20 rupees, all that thing. We think that, it will make their living, all that thing. Correct. That social concern is correct. But from the point of view of business, the profit margin, what they will be charging there is huge. And scale up. You see the same kind of sellers in every signal. And there will be one person behind. That person will be giving them the target. Okay, you sell this much, you keep this much to you and give this much to me. And behind that, there will be a big industry which is working on those smaller goods. Huge margin and huge scale. But what is being encashed? The poor condition of the fellows who are selling on that. And sometimes they have to pretend. That they are poor to earn more profit. I'm not telling that everyone will be well off or everyone will be thinking from the business angle or something. But this is a big industry. It looks like small margin, but very big margin with the big scale. They'll be doing it. For example, you see this Panipuri, Panipuri, like there will be this one, X-shaped this thing, and one person will be. Do you think that that particular person will be making the Panipuri in his house and selling? There's a big industry behind. This person is at the mercy of that big owner. That big owner will be giving him the accommodation and food to eat. Without that, he doesn't have any existence in Bangalore. He has to struggle. So, living place and food, this is the minimum requirement that the person has. And the salary. Every month, whatever that you get, 2/3 or 3/4 is sent to house and 1/4 or 1/3 is kept for his pocket money. Understand? And all these puris, panis, everything is supplied in big scale. And have you seen the some desks on the roadside with this mobile, only the screen guard, tempered glass. Have you seen the board? They write 110, cross it, and now they have written 60. You see across Bangalore or across Karnataka, you will see the same banner. 110 crossed and 60. Do you think that person who is fixing your glass is the owner of the business? Everything is supplied. He is skilled. He is skilled to do what? Just put the tempered glass. That's it. He doesn't even know how to open all the motherboard, all that thing. He is not trained in that. Only tempered glass. Put it, give it. That's it. So that is how the bigger industries are run. But for us, it is always what? We think from the angle of LHS equal to RHS. In our life, LHS has to be equal to RHS. We don't do any other thing than equating this LHS and RHS. But the life doesn't run on LHS equal to RHS. There will be some deficit, there will be some excess. One has to be smart to run the life, that's it. And as far as possible, try to be ethical, that's it. Okay. Next, why I am telling this one, see, this is how we see in the roadside also. Das cart, 8 ka 10, all these are things, right? And these ideas, these ideas, how do they come? For example, COVID came. Initially, 2 years back, at this point of time, in the March first week, we didn't have the access to even simple surgical masks. Now the surgical masks are thrown free of cost. Getting my point? We have purchased one surgical mask at rupees 50, and even like black market was created then. Then, usually what? This one, no? Only you have to wear it to your ear. Now this mask has come later. You have to, so basically there will be a pain. If you wear it for more than 2 hours, there will be pain, correct? For that, one strap came, strap in the head. So it is just like according to your head size or this thing, like you are going to adjust. And that strap is 5 rupees. 5 rupees. Do you think it had come before the advent of Corona to India? After Corona came, after these masks came, then came this strap idea. Then they are produced in lakhs and crores. So every adversity brings in the opportunity. And few people will be doing only the seasonal business. They don't do regular business of selling grocery, all that thing. They will be waiting for such an opportunity and they will hit it. And they will make the profit for lifetime. That is how it is. Understand? So don't sit between this LHS and RHS. Think beyond LHS and RHS. Okay? Next one. Shopkeeper sells an article at rupees 40 and gets X percentage of profit. Okay? Again, be careful. Here they have given selling price. First of all, we will take this number and calculate something. That will be wrong. At rupees 40 and gets X percentage profit. However, when he sells it at rupees 20, he faces the same percentage of loss. So where is the cost price here? 40 is selling price in case 1. 20 is selling price in case 2. So where is the cost price? They are not given. But think, while we are selling it for 40, what we are making? Profit. While we are selling at rupees 20, what we are making? Loss. So where should our cost price come? Between 40 and 20, between 40 and 20, in such a manner, they are equidistant from that cost price. Because 40 is the selling price. By selling that article at 40, we'll get profit. By selling that article at 20, we'll get loss. So somewhere in between it is there. And whatever the profit that I get here, let's say this profit divided by the cost price, and whatever the loss I am getting divided by the cost price should be equal. Should be equal? Yes or no? Anyways, cost price will be same. So whatever the profit and loss I am making in this and in this alternatively should be same. So this price should be equidistant from both, right? That means this price should be average of 40 and 20. What is that? So 30 is the cost price. If we sell it at 40, we'll get 10 rupees profit, but on the investment of 30, this is nothing but 33.33%. Similarly, if I sell it at 20, my loss will be 10 on the investment of 30, and this will be 33.33%. Yes? Yeah? Actually, this is the simplest problem. Only the people can make it complicated because they will think, why would UPSC ask such an easy question? UPSC can also ask easy question. You know? It is not like always terrorizing you. Sometimes it tries to, what? Yeah, pacify you. Yeah? Okay? So, 30 rupees. And definitely, everyone will get a doubt while they are ticking this 30. Why UPSC has given this? Anyways, 40 cannot be answered, 10 cannot be answered. Yes? Even 20 cannot be answered. Even if you apply common sense. Because while we are selling it at 40, if the cost price itself is 40, then there is no profit margin. No? Similarly, if we sell it at 20, there is no loss margin also. Then, when the cost price is 10, anyways, Even if you sell at 20 or 40, it will be profit only, right? So apply your common sense. Then also you can mark 30. You don't have to calculate all these things. Yes or no? Yes? If the cost price is 10, both ways we are making profit. Cost price 20, while we are selling it at 20, we don't make loss at all. If 40, while we are selling it at 40, we don't make profit at all. The only option left is 30. Yes? So if I had made this question, I would have given the options as 24, 25, okay, then 30, 32, like that I would have given. Because our price is between 20 and 40, no? Next. If the ratio of cost price and selling price of an article is 20:23, simplest problem this is. The ratio of cost price and selling price is 20:23. The percentage of profit is I'm not going to solve this, okay? You write down. I mean, you solve it. The ratio of cost price to selling price is 20:23. What does that mean? What does that mean? Simple. Usually when we take in ratio 20:23, we take 20x and 23x, but don't take that one. Simply, anyways, we are going to cancel that x later. You think that 20 rupees is the cost price, 23 rupees is the selling price. Profit margin, calculate. 3 rupees is the profit on the investment of this is 15%. Yes? Simplest problem, okay? By selling a bicycle for rupees 2,280, okay? By selling a bicycle for rupees 2,280, a shopkeeper gets 14%. Be careful, this is what? Selling price, not cost price. But we are getting the profit of 14%. We don't know the cost price. If the profit is reduced to 8%, now you have changed your mind. Let me not take 14% profit, let me take only 8% profit. Then the selling price would be. So this selling price, tell me, it will be below 2,280 or more than 2,280? Below. Why? Profit margin is being reduced. So how do you calculate the cost price? You don't know the cost price. When you don't know the cost price, you have to assume the cost price as 100. So let's say the assumed cost price is 100. Then the assumed selling price would be 11. What about the real selling price? The real selling price is 2,280. Correct? Yes? Now can we calculate this one? Real price, real cost price. Calculate. 114. 100 into 2,280 divided by 114. How much you will get? 2,000. Sure? Now, keep the margin of 8%. You don't want to sell it at 14% anymore. You want to sell it at 8%. You want to sell it at 8%. Then what would be the selling price? 8% of 2000, 160. So your selling price would be, oh my God, 2160. Anyways, you have found out the cost price as 2000. Then new profit that you are making is 160. So selling price would be, this is new profit. New profit. So selling price would be 2160. Or there is one more method. See, this you can apply very easily. Actually, this is what we had thought of. If you want to make the 14% profit, you will sell it at 2280. But now my mind has changed and I want to make only 8% profit. Okay. So if my cost price is 100, what would be my selling price now? So this is selling price 1. This is selling price 2. So what would be this? So put the bracket here for ratio and proportion. Directly we'll get 2160. Yeah. This into this divided by 114. You will get 2160 only. In that method also. Yes. So this is professional. When you make practice, so you will reach this one. Okay. But if it is very easy for you, you are very comfortable with this method, go ahead with this method only. Maybe you will take 10 seconds extra, but you will be very sure of getting the answer. Okay. Right. When an article is sold for rupees 196, when an article is sold for rupees 196, the profit percentage is thrice as much as when it is sold for 92. The cost price of the article is. So this 196 and 92, they are what? Selling price in case 1 and case 2. Yes. Case 1. Selling price is 196. This 196 will comprise of what? This will comprise of the cost price also and the profit. Some profit. What about 92? Cost price plus profit. But what they are telling? When we sell it at 196, the profit percentage is thrice as much as when we sell it for 92. When we are selling it for 92, we are getting certain profit. We are getting certain profit. So let us take that profit as P. When we are selling it at 196, what will be the profit? 3 times the profit. Yes. Is that clear? That is 3P. Now, cost price they want. They want cost price. So how many equations are there here? 2. How many variables? Which all are the variables? Tell me. C and P or CP and P? Very good. Okay. Now I want to get only CP. I want to kick out P. So make the coefficient equal. So multiply this by 3. Multiply this by P. So this will be 3 times of 92. That is 276 is equal to 3 CP plus 3P. Write this one below. 196 is equal to CP plus 3P. Minus. This 3P goes. And 2CP is equal to how much? 80. 2CP is equal to 80. So CP is equal to 40. So cost price of the article is 40 rupees. Done? Huh? We can get. 196 and 92. What is the difference? 104. 104 is nothing but 2 times of the profit. So 52 is the profit. So you subtract 52 from 92. We'll get 40. Then also okay. But if you take the equation, better to solve by our own method, like what you want, you keep it. Other thing, you discard it. That is why I'm trying to discard this P. Okay. You have to understand the problem to the core. While you are selling it at 196, you are making more profit. While you are selling it at 92, you are making little profit. So that more profit is 3 times the little profit. So difference is what? Difference is 104 rupees. That 104 rupees is 2 times the profit. 1 time profit is 52. So if you subtract 52 from 92, then also you will get 40 rupees as the cost price. Done? Next, profit and loss. If 5% more is gained by selling an article for rupees 350, read carefully. If 5% more is gained by selling an article for rupees 350. So what is this 350? Selling price, sure. Than by selling it for 340. What is this 340? Selling price in case 2. Selling price in case 2. Okay. So this SP1 is how much? 350. SP2, 340. When we say this SP1, this will be comprising of what? The cost price plus profit, some profit. And here, cost price plus profit. Since it is small, I am taking this as the profit. And here we are getting this profit plus 5% of profit more. See, it will simply complicate your business. You wanted to sell it at 340, you would have got some percentage. But now you are selling it at 350 and you are gaining what? 5% more. This 5% more is monetized. Like what is this value? 5% more? 10 rupees. 5% more is nothing but 10 rupees more, right? But this 5% on what we calculate? 5% of what? Cost price. Always you keep the margin on cost price, not selling price. Whenever you come off this off in these problems, OF off, after off it is always cost price, not selling price. Off, 5% off, what? Cost price. So this 5% of cost price is equal to 10. This cost price is equal to 10 into 100 divided by 5. 5 ones are 5 twos are. So cost price is equal to 200. Yes. So cost price is 200. If they had sold it for 350, they would get 75% profit. If they sell it at 340, they will get 70% profit. Okay. Yeah. An article is sold at a profit of 20%. An article is sold at a profit of 20%. If the cost price is increased by 10% and the sale price by rupees 26, an article is sold at profit of 20%. So this is the margin. 20% is the margin. If the cost price is increased by 10%, if the cost price is increased by 10% and the sale price by 26, see here, let us take one cost price, then we'll take the profit and we'll take the selling price. An article is sold at a profit of 20%. If the cost price is increased by 10%, the sale price by 26, so they are giving two cases here. In one thing, they are increasing the cost price by 10%. In another thing, they are increasing the selling price by 26. And they are totally reducing the percentage of profit by 5%. Two are in percentage and one is in monetary value. In such case, you cannot assume 100. It will take to a wrong way. When everything is given in percentage, profit margin in two cases, if it is provided in percentage, then you can take 100 very easily without thinking anything. But here, when some things, here some profit is given in, or like the selling price is increased by 26, that is monetary value, and other cost price and the profit percentage is increased by some percentage. In such cases, if we take 100, actually it will lead to a different case. Okay, so in such case, let us try to assume the cost price. Okay, let us take the cost price as X. This is the only special case I am taking. Otherwise, I would have dealt with 100 only. Cost price is X. And they are doing what? They are increasing the cost price by 10%. In the case 2, this is case 1, and this is case 2. Cost price is increased by 10%. I have told you how to write when we are increasing by 10%. 110 by 100, or can I write 1.1x? So when this is getting increased by 10%, then this is 1.1x. And an article is sold at profit of 20%. So your profit margin is 20%. So when your cost price is X and you want to sell at 20% profit, what should be your selling price? When your cost price is X, you want to sell it at 20% profit, what should be your selling price? 1 point. Is this point clear? Is this point clear? And this is getting me what? 20% profit. It is getting me 20% profit. Now they are doing what? They have increased the selling price also by 26. Does it make sense? They are increasing it by 26. They are not increasing it by certain percentage. If they had increased it by certain percentage, let's say, I would have taken this as 100, this would have become 110, this would have become 120, this would have become 146. But here I don't know the value of X at all. So that is why if I had assumed 100, that would have been wrong. That is why I have taken X. But they are telling, after doing all this transaction, cost price is increased, selling price is increased. But the profit margin has reduced by how much? 5%. Earlier, what was the profit margin? 20%. Now, what will be the profit margin? It is reduced by 5%. Profit margin would be 15%. Yes. Now, 1.1x plus 15% of it should give me 1.2x plus 26. So, while I am adding 15% to anything, can I write multiply by 115 by 100? or can I directly multiply by 1.15? So similarly, 1.1x into 1.15 is equal to 1.2x plus 26. 1.2x plus 26. So how much it will be? Multiply 1.1 into 1.15 quickly. You have to write like this, see here, without considering the decimal point. 115 and 115. Simply add it. Don't write anything else. 1265. Then adjust the decimal point. This is 1.265x is equal to 1.2x plus 26. Make sense? 115 into 11. First you will write 115, then you will write 115 by shifting the digits to left side. Or shift to right side also, I don't have a problem. Yeah? Done? Now, bring 1.2x this side. 1.265 minus 1.2x is nothing but 0.065x is equal to 26. 0.065x is equal to 26. So, x is equal to 26 divided by 0.065. Get rid of this point. So put 3 zeros in the top. 26000 divided by 65. By looking at this number, we know we can divide them by 13. So 13 twos are 13 fives are. So this is equal to 400. X is equal to 400. Yes? If I had taken 100, then the scene would have been different. This would have become 100 and this would have become 110 and this would have become 120 and this would have become 146. Then if you calculate the profit margin, actually it is more than 30%. So assuming 100 also has limitations. When they have given the monetary value in the increase of percentage or decrease of percentage, if they have given by some value, then we cannot assume 100. Only in this special case, we cannot assume 100. Here we have to assume X. Done? A person bought a car and sold it for 30,000. This is a simple problem, okay? But I don't know. How do you take it? A person bought a car and sold it for 30,000. If he incurred a loss of 80%, 30,000 is what? Sorry, this 3 lakh is what? Selling price. Clear? You have to find out the cost price first. On selling price, you cannot calculate anything. So, what we have to do when we don't know the cost price? Yeah, do it. Quick. You have a minute. If he had purchased at 100, what would be the selling price? Sure? So, assumed cost price is 100, assumed selling price is 80. But what is the real selling price? 3 lakh. Real selling price is 3 lakh. 3 lakh, no, 5 zeros. So finally it is 3 lakh. Otherwise, you would have done what? The loss 60,000 you will make. 20% of 3 lakh is 60,000, and you will make the cost price as 3,60,000. That would be wrong. But in your option, that thing will be there. First they will create that one, then they will give the right answer. Okay, fine. It is 3,75,000 because 80% of 3,75,000 would be 3 lakh, or 20% of 3,75,000 would be 75,000. Okay. So these are the normal problems. Next varieties of problems. It is based on the number of articles. It is not at all based upon the selling price and cost price. They will not specify you the selling price and cost price. They will not specify at all. They will just give what? This one. What? The number of sold goods and number of purchased goods. That's it. Okay. I'll take one example. I'll demonstrate. Okay. Simple problem. Let's say you have purchased these 2 pens. You have purchased these 2 pens at some cost price. You only have to assume something. Okay. So this is just like a puzzle. There are puzzles like keep one number in your mind, multiply by 2, then add 2, then divide by 2. They will tell you the answer. Correct? You have purchased these 2 pens at some cost price. Okay. And you are so smart that whatever that you had invested on these 2 pens, you will realize that price, or you will get back that investment only by selling 1 pen. Only by selling 1 pen. What is the profit margin? What is the profit margin? 100% or 50%? 100% or 50%? You don't have to get scared with my question. You can be confident. Sure? How 100%? It will be more clearer when you assume some price. Let's say you have purchased these 2 pens totally at rupees 100. What is the cost price of each pen? 50 rupees. Now, you are realizing all your investment by selling this pen at 100 rupees. This pen at 100 rupees. Then, what was your investment on this pen? 50. What is the profit that you are making? 50. On the investment of 50 by 50. 1 by 1. 1 by 1 is what percentage? Simple. As simple as this. Now, I will complicate the problem. You have purchased these 3 pens at some cost. You are realizing all your investment by selling only 2 pens. By selling only 2 pens. What is the profit percentage? Hmm? Yeah. What is it? Tell no. Imagine something. Imagine something. Hmm? Hmm? Tell one answer. Let us see whether you are gambling correct or not. Whether you have the luck on your favor or not. Huh? 50%? 33%? 35%? 34?
Then it will be sold for 64 rupees. Then
Why 64?
2 times we got the complete.
Correct.
33 is left. So that is the
Yeah, 33. But on the investment of what? Okay. See, whenever you are assuming or like making such calculations, first very important thing is cool head. Then take these 3 pence. Assume some price. You are a shopkeeper now. You are not an aspirant. You are a shopkeeper now. You are not a customer. You are a shopkeeper now. You have purchased all these 3 pens at some price and preferably take that price which is multiple of 3. Then it is easy for your calculation. Otherwise, you will struggle like 33, 66, 64, all that thing. Let me assume that I have given 300 rupees totally. So what is my investment? Totally 300. On each pen, what is my investment? 100. Now I will sell these two to realize whatever that I have invested. How much I had invested? 300, no? So I am realizing that 300 by selling only 2 pens. You are selling 150 rupees each, right? So what was your investment on each pen? Now you are getting how much? 50 extra. So what is the profit margin? What? 50%. Simple. So now you have 4. You have purchased 4. You are realizing all your profit, all your investment by just selling 3. How much profit you are making? So there has to be some pattern, no? For these things, there has to be some pattern. That pattern is nothing but in such cases, your profit or loss percentage, profit or loss percentage is equal to the difference between purchased and sold goods. Purchased and sold goods divided by sold goods. Or number of sold goods. We'll get a fraction. See, this looks very big, but this whole big sentence can be replaced by one single number. Because difference between purchased and sold goods, no? Yes, and divide by number of sold goods. And if you want, you can multiply by 100. Or just by the fraction, you can write the answer. See, in the first case, what did I do? In the first case, what did I do? I purchased 2, I sold 1. I purchased 2, I sold 1. What is the difference between purchased and sold goods? 1, that is remaining with me. And how many are sold? 1, na? So 1 by 1, that is 100%. So 1 by 1 into 100, 100%. In the second case, what did I do? I purchased 3. I sold 2. What is the difference? How many are sold? 1 by 2. What is that? Simple? Yes. If I take 4 pence now, if I take 4 pence, I realize the price by selling only 3. What is the difference? 1 by 3. How much it is? So whatever that is remaining or the difference, keep it in the numerator, divide by sold goods. So 1 by 3 is 33.33. So now can you solve any problem of such sort? And the problem cannot be only one way. It can be the either way also. Either way, that is what? That is basically, this can also lead to loss sometimes. Such problems. Let's say I have purchased 2, but I have to do a clearance sale. Clearance sale. I am selling 1 more. Buy 2, get 1 free. Actually, shopkeeper, me, making loss, no? Shopkeeper, how much making loss? He purchased 2 at some cost, but he is selling 3. Again, here the calculation is same. 1 by 2 only. 1 by 2 only. But the shopkeeper is making 50% loss. Shopkeeper is making 50% loss. But what about the customer? Customer is making profit of how much? Of how much? Shopkeeper is making 50% loss because he had to sell 2. He is selling 1 more. He is making loss of 50%. What about customer? Gain of? Sure. You are supposed to get what? 2. For let's say 300 rupees, you were supposed to get 2. But you are getting 3. Earlier, 150 was this thing. Now, 100 rupees is cost price. How much? Actually, from the customer's point of view, you don't get the profit. Only it is from the shopkeeper's point of view, there is profit or loss. But if you think from the customer's perspective, you are supposed to get 2, but you are getting 1 more. So basically it leads to 33.33%. It leads to 33.33%. Okay. Because you were supposed to get 1 pen at 150. Now you are getting at 100. Okay. So this is again, just like our illogical problems of or illogical puzzles what we create. So always the shopkeeper encounters profit or loss. So we have 3 problems with respect to this one. Even during loss also the same formula is applicable. During loss also the same formula is applicable. Okay. And don't treat them as some formula. Okay. Just remember the act that I had done. I took that difference and put it in the numerator, sold number of goods in the denominator. Yes. If the cost price of 15 books, so 15 books are bought, is equal to the selling price of 20 books. Purchased 15 and selling what? 20. Here loss or profit? Loss, because we are giving 5 books more, no? Again, but the calculation remains the same. That is, how much is the difference? 5. Divide by sold number of goods. 5 by 20. What fraction? 1 by 4. So that is equal to 25%. Yeah? Then, if this question is reversed, if 20 books are bought and only 15 are sold, profit or loss? Profit, no? So how much would have been the profit? Difference is same, 5. But sold are 15. 5 by 15 would be 1 by 3. That is 33.33%. Yes. Next, a shopkeeper purchases 11 knives and gets back his investment after selling only 10 knives. Profit or loss here? Profit. So what is the difference between sold and purchased goods? 1 divided by sold number of goods. That is 10 or 11. 10. 1 by 10, that is 10%. Yeah, it has to be 10. Make someone as 10. Okay, profit percentage. Someone has 10. Okay. So answer is 10%. You make this as 10. Okay. B as 10%. If by selling 110 mangoes, the cost price of 120 mangoes is realized, that means profit or loss. Just by selling 110, you are getting the price of 120. So what is the difference here? 10. Number of sold goods. So 1 by 11. What percentage it is? 9.09%. Or 9 integer. 1 by what? 11. Here you have to be careful in these two options. 1 by 11. Correct? That means into 100 we make. So this is 100 by 11. That is 9 integer 1 by 11%. Done? So tomorrow we'll see the other set of problems based on cheating.